All right, everyone. Welcome back for another playthrough of Freshwater Fly. This is my second game in the campaign. I lost the first narrowly to the Silent Angler, 48 to 44. It all came down to my multiple attempts to catch a coho, or at least get it on the line, and I never did. And so that swung the game, because he tied me for the most coho and didn't get that achievement. So I've gone ahead and set up the next game, same scenario, so we're playing the Crooked Fork again. I did not unlock any achievements in the last time, so I'm working my way up the brown trouts. I hope to get that this game. That maybe one of these big ones, get a couple stars and level myself up for the next one. So having a look at the board here, I've again used these cubes, which don't come with the game, and I brought them out just from my supplies, but it's just a helpful way for me to track fish I'm interested in, fish I don't want the bot to get, the Silent Angler to get, and so on. So yeah, we'll just talk through the kind of opening strategy here a little bit. I'll select my first fly and then we'll be off and running. So one thing to note is this is yellow, so the bonus hatch token is a yellow, so I'll get one additional point for each yellow I have at the end of the game. So we've got a few browns out, and I do like the looks of that. We've got a gold brown here, we've got two silver. We've got some dollies and a brook trout, so you remember with the real 1A, I get 4 points for every dolly, cutthroat, or brook combo. So I could be working towards that. I don't love that they're green. You really don't score a whole lot of points for green fish. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. And we've got this, we only have 2 coho. So last game there were quite a few. We've only got 2. And here's this green one here. So I think I may try to get that one again. Maybe, and then just, I guess, try to keep the bot away from this coho in the 4th column. And maybe just try to get my, get this victory scoring condition that way. One other thing I was thinking about at the end of the last game is I kind of, the first turn, I got 1 rock card, and then the bot eliminated the other 2. And I think that made a pretty big difference. Some of it was just very role dependent, and I didn't have much choice in the matter, because all the rolls were kind of down here, but there was a way I could have selected that could have protected another rock card. And so I think I want to be a little more careful with that. And rock cards are interesting because with the Silent Angler, if you put him into a column with a rock card, he has less chance to catch a fish. But if he does catch a fish adjacent to the card, you lose that rock card. So it's a bit of a gamble. But yeah, so let's, I think that's good. Oh, I need to select my first fly. So I like the look of green, or no, sorry, yellow actually. Not only is it the bonus, but we've got yellows in each of these lower columns. So ideally, I want to grab, get this brown, the dolly, or this brown on the line. I can get a rock card and I can get one of these cards, one of these fish that score points for me. So I'm going to tie the yellow fly here and go ahead and roll the dice and get started. So we roll 5 dice. The number, this is the on deck tile. Ooh, big roll. 3 6s, a 4, and a 2. I think we'll leave a 6 for the bot. That column, although it'd be great, it's nice to reel in fish. We'll use the other 2. So we use those two, and then we're deciding between 4 and 2. 4 is the best place for me to cast to try to get these fish. If I cast onto this brown and I get it, I'm not getting a rock card, but I can go down like that. 2, I could cast onto the dolly and then drift to the brown, but I'm going to be drawing 1, 2, 3 strike cards. So there's a chance I don't even get a fish this turn. A fish with that cast, I should say. I could then cast 6, but I don't have any of my hatch tokens. So I think I need to take the 4. That does leave the 2 for the bot, so he's going to be casting into... so it's likely I'll lose one of these 3 rock cards to the Silent Angler. Hopefully I can get one by catching this brown or that dolly. So we'll go ahead and cast first. We'll cast here onto that brown trout and shuffle the strike deck. I can't use the free app because I use my phone, but if you play this game, there's a free app you can do that just sort of automates this 4-card deck process. So, all right, so here we are on the brown. Rather not catch it. Okay, good. That's fine. I'll drift here onto this one. Now I would like to catch this one, please. There we go. All right, fish on the line. Perfect. Nice start to this game. So we grab this brown trout. It's worth 4 points. He has 2 drag. And we're going to repopulate. I'm going to be drawing, I put this rock card on the top just so I can't see, but I'm going to draw from the bottom. And then it's the easiest way to do it so that I don't know what's coming. So now I get to choose either of these rock cards. And let's think about this, because if I take this, I'm putting another fish into the Silent Angler's column, so he's more likely to catch a fish. If I take this, he's going to be casting onto the rock, so less likely he catches a fish. I think I'm going to take this because I like the idea of giving him less chance to catch a fish, and if he does, he's going to take, he's going to eliminate a rock card. But if I take this and put a fish here, there's still he could catch either of those fish, and so I don't know. I'm going to play the odds a little bit and go this way. So we'll draw that. All right, rainbow or cutthroats are worth an additional point. Okay. Probably not going to be going for rainbows, but cutthroats I might. And speaking of, there is a gold cutthroat. All right. And I grabbed this yellow hatch token. All right, so with a drag of 2, oh man, unfortunately, I'm kind of screwed on these rolls because I only have 6s. I don't have any finesse yet to adjust my roll. 6 minus 2 is 4, and I land on this spot, and then I'm just going to bounce back. So that 6 is actually only worth a 3. I do get 1 finesse, though. So then we've got the second 6. 6 minus 2 is 4, so I could land on this spot. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, I could change the roll down and put my drag on the line, but this brown trout's already, once I pass this, he's down in the bottom spot anyway. So I think the momentum tile will be more useful to us. So we go ahead and grab the momentum tile, and that's our turn. So now we go ahead and play for the angler. So he goes onto that steelhead. We'll cast into the 6th column first. Go ahead and reshuffle this deck. And draw. No. right, Brook, no. Oh, does he get the big gold cutthroat? Ah, yes, unfortunately. Is this the big one? No, it's not. The big cutthroat is 7. But 6 points, that's big. Okay. Reorganize here a little bit. So because of the 6th column, he takes the white hatch token. And we refill the slot. We now have another coho in play. Well, that makes it more likely that this cutthroat is the big one. Could be worth targeting. All right, well, we cast into the column 2 here, and go ahead and shuffle the strike deck. Does he catch the grayling? Yes. All right, so he catches the grayling, he discards this rock card, and we refill top to bottom, dolly, and there's another cutthroat. Wow. A lot of big cutthroats out here. Running out of red cubes, or orange cubes. Okay, 2nd column is green, no green, he takes the yellow. All right. Well, that was kind of a big turn for the angler. I don't love this rock card we got. I'd much rather have had something I could use throughout the game than something we score at the end. But maybe that means I just need to adjust strategy and go for cutthroats. I don't know. Let's see. So next turn we shuffle the tiles down. Good news is now we're only rolling 4 dice, so the angler's only getting 1 cast per turn. And let's go ahead and roll and then think about what we want to do. Whoops. Five, 5, 4, 1. All right, well that 5 is great. That'll help us finish out this fish. So we're going to use that. We can change our lure here. We need to do that because all the yellows are gone. So we'll change out our lure. Be nice to target, so skip over grays and blues. They don't give me points, so go into greens or oranges look good. Greens, there's a number of greens on the board. Yeah, I mean, I could cast here with a 4, and then if I did orange, drift onto this cutthroat, get 2 draws. If I miss it, drift up here onto this dolly or that cutthroat, get another 2 draws. So I'd be guaranteed a fish that way. Problem is if we leave the 1, he's going to be drawing into this row, which is not good. He either gets I think we want to prevent him from doing that, which means using the 1, which is not a great value, because I don't want to cast here. Maybe I take it for finesse. Yeah. Okay, well let's start with this 5 and land us a brown trout. So we want to leave 5s and 4s are both coho columns, potential coho columns. It would be better to let him cast into the 5 column because it's a greens and grays rather than golds and grays. So maybe let's change our fly. And we're going to change it to orange. And then we're going to use the 4, and we're going to cast yeah, we'll cast there. Doesn't particularly matter because I can't draw. So we'll no draws, but we do drift onto this cutthroat. Shuffle up the strike deck. And do we land this one? So we get 2 draws. Yes. All right. Cutthroat's on the line. Please be the big one. Oh man, it's not. It's even worse. It's the 5. I guess it only does have 1 drag though, so there's that silver lining. Easier to land. There's another brown trout. All right, and we take that orange token. So we have a choice here. We're going to use this 1. I could take it for finesse, or I could increase its value by 1 and then get onto this drag spot and put my drag token there and just make all my future kind of reels more efficient. I think I'm going to do that because now we've got up here, we've got this momentum tile to the +3 finesse side, so I can bump up my finesse that way. So we're going to roll 1, place our drag token there, and that's our turn. All right, and then we cast here for the silent angler. It'd be great if he caught that dolly. That's the best outcome. He only has a 25% chance of catching that dolly, though. See if he does. Bam, no. Grayling, yes. All right, well that's better than coho, I think, although he has now paired up. He's caught 2 graylings, and he gets a 3-point bonus if he catches 2 of the same fish. Gold brown. I've run out of cubes. It's okay. There's so many cubes out there, I don't know if they're helpful, but maybe not so meaningful if you put a cube on every spot, which I almost do. I've only got a few spots, only those rainbows are not valuable. All right, so he, 5th column is blue, no blue, so he takes this orange. Okay, and that's the turn. So let's shuffle down. The one thing about this game, I mean, it's really hard because the pace of the silent angler is no joke, and there's no way to slow him down really. Like I don't know what that would be, but I mean, I guess you can gamble and put him in columns with rocks, but I don't know. All right, what do we got? Whoa, big roll, 3 6s and a 4. Well, 3 6s, I can easily land this cutthroat. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. I need 14 to land that fish. As it turns out, I may have been better off taking that 1 last turn to increase my finesse, because I definitely overrolled. So what do we want to do? Well, let's take a 6, and that brings us onto this momentum tile. Take that momentum, and I think we may as well just use it. And then let's take another 6, come all the way around again, and then boost up our finesse. Fantastic. We're filled up our finesse. Actually, one second. Let me back up here because let me think through something. So I could, since I have extra, I could actually decrease this. I could spend 1 finesse and decrease it to a 5 and land right back on that momentum tile. And what would that allow me to do? That would allow me to cast or change my lure, cast into the column 6, which could be beneficial actually. Could maybe get the coho or one of these browns, this dolly, and I don't have to use a die to do it. Yeah, let's do that. Try to keep momentum and keep pace. So we're going to spend 1 finesse to change this to a 5. And then we come all the way around and we just take this momentum tile back. And now we're taking a 4 or a 6. So it doesn't matter. We're going to finish either way. So where do we want the silent angler to cast? I'm going to have him cast into column 6. So I'll take the 4, and that lands us this cutthroat. And then, so we do need to change our lure one way or the other, but I can do that with finesse. So I'm going to change my lure and change it to green. And then I'm going to spend this momentum tile and cast into column 6. And I guess the question is, do I land on that coho and try to at least get it on the line? Well, I'll land it before the end of the game. Or so to take it away from the silent angler, do I go for something easy like this brook? I think I want to go for the brook, because I want to work towards my 3 triad. And if I miss on the brook, I can go to this coho. I miss there, I can go to that brown. But yeah, I also want to build up my sets. So let's go into that brook trout. My set of green, silver, and gold. So it'd actually be, but I could also get that by this coho, this green coho. So landing this brook would be nice, but not essential. Shuffle this up. No. All right. Drift onto the coho. No. Oh no. I do want that coho, so I'm going to spend my last finesse to draw another strike card and get this coho on the line. It's the easiest one. It's only worth 2, but he still counts as a coho. So if the angler doesn't get one, I'll take this, and if he does, I'll tie him. Okay, and that was green, so I take a green hatch token. And then we cast with the silent angler. So we cast here. So incidentally, I was kind of trying to think through the probabilities. So he has a 75% chance of catching any fish, because you draw 3. But he only has a 25% chance here, because I'm drawing 1 of 4. Right? Oh, and he got it. But if I'd gone here, he'd be drawing 1 of 3, so 33% chance. And if he makes it there, he has a 50% chance of catching it. All right, so he gets the steelhead, and column 6 is white. There's no white, so he moves to blue. steelheads are worth +1 point for him. So he's definitely in the lead here. But we avoided, he also doesn't have a set of cards yet. So, you know, I mean, you probably get one, but I'm looking for silver linings because I'm behind. And that's the end of the turn. So let's go ahead and shuffle down here. And roll 4 dice. 5, 2, 2, 3. All right, well the 5, even with this drag, will finish off the coho because we'll land here, and then because it's green, we just move up. So that'll work. We could actually, the other way to play this would be to do, well, we could take the 3 minus 1 is 2, get onto this finesse, so we get 3 finesse, and then maybe spend one of those finesse to make this 2 into a 3, so then 3 minus 1 is 2, so 1, 2 here. So we pay 2 dice, but we end with 2 finesse. Right now we have none. So that actually, that could be smart. But then what do we want to do? So either way we're going to land this coho. What do we want to try to do out here on the board? We're going to land a coho. This column here has some dollies, some green dollies. We could try to, and we have the green fly already tied, so we could avoid having to switch flies. Although there's whites in both of these columns too, and we want to work towards this set of 5, but we could always get that next turn. So maybe we just keep our green fly on. Because you can't get 2 of these really, you're only going to get 1, and so we'll have another chance before the end of the game. So I could do that. Also, I've got this 5, so if I chose to cast into the 5 column, there's a green here, there's a green here, there's some brown trouts. Maybe I pick up another brown. Browns are worth 2 points for me. Cutthroats are worth an additional 1, but so browns are still more valuable. I also have this set. I've got 1 cutthroat. I could try to get the dolly and the brook. There's 2 dollies, 1 brook. That brook is sitting up in the column 6, which is hard to come by. I think I'm going to take the 5. I'm going to prioritize actions over finesse at this point, because I'm going to plan to keep my green fly attached as well, so I don't need finesse to change my fly. So we land this coho. Then we have 2 2s and a 3. Where would it be better to have the angler cast? I think I want to cast into the 3, because then I can drift. I can draw 3 strike cards as opposed to just 1, so that's definitely worth it. Then what am I doing with this other die? Do I save it for my reel? If I get one of these green dollies, it might be in 0 drag. I could come down onto this finesse. I could take it now for 2 finesse, and then be able to guarantee myself, because I could spend a finesse for an additional strike card, so I could guarantee myself landing a fish. Problem is I really don't want to draw card in that column. I don't like any of those fish. All right, I'm going to do something actually completely different. So I'm going to take the 2 and I'm going to take that for 2 finesse. And then I'm going to change my fly for 1 finesse, and I'm going to change it to white. And I'm going to spend another finesse to move this white hatch token here. And now I'm going to take the 3 and I'm going to cast onto this brown trout. And so what I'm going to, now I've got whites lined up here. They're worth 2 points for me, and they're also the 1 remaining thing I need for that set. So now I'm guaranteed to get a fish by the end of this cast. And because there are not very many brook trout options, I think I'm going to abandon that idea. I'm going to go brown, cutthroat brown, and try to work towards another set of 3 colors, green, silver, gold, and go for these more valuable fish for me, because dollies and brooks, they're not going to be enough. Green dollies and green brooks not going to be enough to beat the angler. So let's shuffle this up. And draw. No. All right. Getting this cutthroat actually might be best, because it takes away the possibility of the angler getting it. So let's see what we do. We draw 2. Yes. All right. So we have this. Please be the big one. It is the big one. All right. It has a drag of 3. Ooh. Okay, but when we land this, oh no, it's a coho. Where do these cohos come from? So now the angler might flop right onto that coho. All right, so we got to hope, because this is a 3, we have to hope for a 4. If we roll a 4 next turn, we can get our drag onto it. If we don't roll a 4, it's going to be a struggle. We don't have any finesse to change rolls. But that's a next turn problem. So first, let's resolve this cast of the angler. I'm going to keep my thumb on the strike card and just kidding. All right, I think. So no strike. Yes, all right. Great. Catch this dolly, that'd be better than that one. Or no fish at all, that'd be good too. Well, good. That was the second best outcome. Best would have been no fish. But this way he doesn't discard that rock card. I mean, maybe there's low chance of me getting it, I guess, at this point. But that, he does get his set of 3. So he's got that bonus. Another gold brown trout. And so second column is a green token. Oh, I forgot to take, oh, that was my green token. No, sorry, I got a white token. All right, and that's the end of that turn. So we go ahead and shuffle down. It's getting exciting. All right, and before we carry on with the next turn, let's just do a bit of a check here. Quick count of the points. So let's see where we're at. So I think he has 32 points. He's got 18 in fish points for 5 different match tokens. 28. He has 3 graylings, 31, and then 1 for steelhead is 32. And he does get 33 for this and 36. Oh, yeah, here it is, 36 points. Um, I, on the other hand, have just 11 fish points. Um, I do have a set, so that's 14. I get an additional for the cutthroat is 15. I get +2 for brown is 17. I get 1, 2 for the yellow, one here and one there. 15, 20, 21. I do have a coho leader, so I'm at point 7. So 27 to 36. So I am way behind at this point, behind in fish. I do have a big cutthroat on the line, but I'm not going to land it this turn. Um, so we'll see. This is not looking good for me. I need him to miss on a couple fish. Uh, So let's roll the dice here and see what we get. We're hoping for a 4. And we got one. So we have 6, 6, 4, 2. And we need a 4 because we want to get onto this, put our drag onto that fish. This is actually a really nice roll for us. So we're going to leave the 2 for him. And we're going to take 4 minus 3 is 1. So then we put our drag here. And then we go 6, and we get the momentum token. And then we go 6 again, and we get +1 finesse. So those 6s are nice because you're able to kind of move through the different bonuses on the reel. All right, pretty straightforward turn. Don't see much reason to spend my finesse now versus later. I'll spend my momentum token. So we'll just do that. And for the alert, I'll cast here onto this coho and see if he catches it. I really want him to not catch something this turn. Otherwise, we're going to be struggling. So, no. Well, at least he didn't get the coho. No brown. Okay. Come on, no dolly. No. Oh, my prayers are answered. So he does get move up here on the track. That's fine. That will it'll give him 1 point, but far better that I get in one more turn, the fish would have been more valuable. So nice little stroke of luck. I mean, it is luck, but it should happen at least once. I mean, you could work out the probabilities. It seems like once or twice in a game you should. So um, it's all part of my plan. Okay, next turn. So let's roll 6, 5, 3, 1. Okay, so is there any? So okay, we're going to land this fish. So we need to think about what we want to do next turn. Um, so we'll have 2 cutthroats, um, 2 goldfish. So maybe we work towards another green, silver, gold set. Uh, we got a brook and a dolly. We could also work towards that, get the cutthroat brook dolly combo. Um, we could also just go for these browns. We get 2 additional points for browns. And if we do happen to lose this game, if we could still gain this upgrade. If we catch two browns this game, we'll gain that upgrade. So maybe that's the strategy. is we get this gold cutthroat, we go for a silver brown and then a green something, one of these dots maybe to get the third set here for that 3 points. Um, yeah, okay, well, so browns are here. We've got orange is looking pretty good in terms of the hatch tokens. I could go this dolly, or there's a brown. I don't want to go for a goldfish though, because that'll take longer to reel in. Um, and I don't need another one for that set. So we could cast into the fifth column using orange and then drift there. So that's what we'll do. We'll plan to use the five. We're going to use the six for reeling. And then that leaves us a three and a one. Um, so we can change the one to a two by spending a finesse and to catch that cutthroat. So I think I want to give him the one because there's a chance um, it's a better chance that he won't catch a fish because there's a rock card in that row. So we're going to take the three. And that means also we don't have to spend the finesse. So we'll finish off this cutthroat. And that's really nice for us. That's the big cutthroat. So we do get a bonus for completing it. We also get this white hatch token, which is worth two in itself. But then we also now have the unique set of four. So that we actually might be in the lead now. What was he at 36? And we just got 9, 14. Um, yeah, I mean, we're in the 40s now, and we've taken the lead. All right, way to go. And then we need to change our lure. So let's pay this um, momentum token, get 3, and we'll pay 1 to change to the orange lure. And we'll use the 5 to cast onto this dolly. I'm sort of debating whether or not to be casting onto that brown, but um, I think I want to prioritize catching more fish. I don't want to get bogged down in another uh, big fight. So we'll go for the dolly, and we land it. So uh, 2 points, not bad. These green fish are not worth very much, but 2 is good. And we take this orange, and another coho comes up. Oh no. Fortunately, we're sending him into the 1 column, so there's no coho there. That we need to preserve that. We need to keep him off the cohos. We need that 6 point again to break the game like it did last time. So now we have 6. So that's more than enough. We have 1 drag, so it's 5. We only needed 4 because he's green, so we could have landed here and bumped up. But we land this dolly for another 3, 2, and then this is worth 1, so another 3 points. And for the angler, he comes into column 1. Does he catch this steelhead? No. Does he catch? Oh, all right, guys. The luck is turning. So he doesn't cast because of the rock. He does bump up here, so he's now getting 3 points as opposed to 1. So he did, net 2 that turn, but not a fish. So we have an outside chance at even being the first to 7. So that's a gamble using if he'd caught the brown, I would have lost the rock card, but I can use the rock cards to my advantage um, and limit the number of times he can roll in a turn. Okay, it's turn. So um, did I shuffle these down? I've not shuffled these down yet. So let's slide this down. Oh wait, no, I did. I did, because the 5 was, yeah, because I caught the dolly in the 5th column. That's right. Okay, so this is correct. All right. Well, what do we want to do? I'd like to get this brown. I've got the orange lure already attached. Well, first let's roll. So 6, 5, 2, 1. Right. Um, yeah. So I could actually, this brook is now in play for me to get this set of 4, but it's calm is hard because you can't drift in, so you can never draw more than one card without paying for it. So I think I'm gonna head for this brown. Um, so keeping my uh, orange lure is worth it. I can draw 2, so I can cast. Or ideally, I cast into column 4, although it doesn't particularly matter. So here's what I could do: is I could cast 5. I don't draw anything because there's no orange hatch tokens. So I drift twice, and then I draw 2. And if I don't get strike card in those 2, I could pay finesse and draw 2 more strike cards. Just guarantee that I get the brown. So I think that's I think that's what I'll do. I'll send the angler into column 1 again, and yeah. So let's cast up here. Nothing, nothing, and now we're drawing 2 strike cards. Hopefully we get it in these first 2 and we don't have to spend any of our finesse. Yes, right off the top. All right, fantastic. Here's a nice easy of 1. It's not worth very many points, but that's okay. The set, the additional set here is gonna really help us. And also very conveniently, so I've taken the 5. Now I'm going to take the 2, my orange hatch. And so with the drag of 1, I can move right onto that drag spot. And so now with 6, come all the way around, and I momentum token. This I can use to cast onto this brook trout, possibly, and give that a shot. And that's my turn. So we'll play for the angler. Hopefully, it's exactly the same as last turn. Well, let's not get our hopes up too much. No steelhead. Ah, okay, so he's got the brown trout. And he also discards this rock. And 1 is yellow. No, well, there's only grays, so he grabs a gray, which is the last unique card. So he gets 2 points for that hatch token, too. Oh, well. You're right. So I've done a little quick calculation here, and I'm really happy with where we're at. So right now, I'm up 54 to 45. Now that includes this coho bonus of 6. And it also accounts for landing this brown trout. That's a good lead, but I definitely want to keep the coho bonus. But even if I lose it, there's a chance I can maintain that advantage. Um, 'Cause I think I'll definitely land this fish, and I could probably get 1 more, which means I'll be the first to 7 fish. So I get 2 bonus there. Um, so, let's see what we do on this last turn, because one way or the other, the game's ending this turn. We're rolling 5 dice because That's what's here in the on deck fish, which, oops, let me move it. So there, you can see it. So rolling five. 6, 5, 3, 3, 1. Great. Well, I'll let him have the one for sure. There's no coho in that row. And I'll let him have one of the threes. There's no coho in that row. So I've definitely kept the coho achievement. Um, I need three to land this fish, so I can do that there. Um, yeah, makes sense. So let's go ahead and land this brown trout. Take this three. Completes our second set of three here. We get 2 bonus points for brown trout as well for our reel. So that gets us to the 54 points. And now for my last fish, I want something easy, want something I can land this turn. I like the look of this brook trout here, because that'll give me this set here on my reel. It's also green. So let's see, I will need to change my lure. Blue looks nice. Blue doesn't give me any points though. Um, I think what I'll probably end up having to do is spend a lot of finesse to draw additional strike cards to land that fish. So uh, I can cast. Also, I can cast with this. Is there a chance I could land 2 fish this turn? No, no, there isn't. Um, all right. Well, we're gonna need to change our lure. Um, all right. So what I'm thinking out loud here. So I can cast. I could use this to change my lure, or I can use it to cast. I think I want to use it to cast because I can change my lure. But if I spend a finesse, I'll only have 2 left. So there's a chance I could not get that on the line. Um, so I might want to give myself a 3 finesse, which I'm spending this to cast. And then I guess there's a weird chance where, depending on drag, its 5 may not be enough to get it. I can boost it. Yeah, well, let's do that. So we're going to use this momentum token. Sorry to kind of interrupt my long train of thought there. I think I was down into like the micro possibilities of what could happen. And I think it's easier to just play it out. So we're changing, let's change to something more valuable. Let's change to white. That's worth 2 points for us. Um, and then we'll use this 6 to cast onto the brook trout. And we're going to go ahead and draw a strike card. And if we need to, we can spend all 3 finesse. Hope it doesn't come to that, but let's see. No. All right. Spend a finesse for another one. No. Let's spend one more. No. Well, it did come to that. Yeah, on the very bottom. So hopefully, I don't think it should be a drag more than 1. It's like not. Yeah, 1. Okay. Well, we'll be able to land that. So we will then spend our last, take the 5, take this white hatch token. And so with a drag of 1, we get 4 movement. Like here, since it's green, we can just go 1 more and land this route. So we are first to 7 fish, so we're going to get that achievement too. And we also got our 4 set there. So that's we're gonna score real well this game. We're gonna go in the 60s, I think. Um, great. So let's see what the silent angler does. So first, put him into the free column. So even if he gets 2 fish here and scores 8 fish, we were still the first to 7. So we'll get that bonus. So railing, no. Steelhead, yes. All right. So third column is gray, no gray, but he does take this green. All right, and then we cast here into this row. And let's see, does he get the steelhead? No. Cutthroat? No. Rainbow? Yes. Okay. And first row is a yellow, so he takes that yellow. I think it's still going to be pretty close, guys. He's got 2 sets of 3, 8 fish, crap ton of catch tokens. Um, so let's see if we did it. Um, great. Well, let me do the maths and I'll come back and let you know the totals. All right. Well, I'm gonna do the math, uh, and I'll come back and we'll see if I was able to pull it out. All right. Coming back. So indeed, we did pull it out. I scored a whopping 64 points, which I think is my best score ever. Well, that's great. He scored 58, so very close game. Um, it did come down to the coho. Without that, I would have tied. Um, and this first to 7 bonus also came in clutch. So pulled it out. Um, those 2 turns where he didn't land a fish, I was able to take advantage of that. And also, I think really targeting these sets helped. The sets of silver, gold, and green was good. And then able at this last minute to get this Brooks, to get the Dolly Brook through combo. So, this game, it's all about playing to your, because the angler's going to catch more fish than you. So you've got to be smart around scoring for sets, targeting specific fish, and doing your best to keep him away from the most valuable fish to him. So let's go ahead and calculate our bonuses here on the guidebook. So I caught a brook trout. I caught a dolly. I caught 2 cutthroat, 2 browns. So I've earned the star for the brown trout. And I caught a coho. Over here, I caught 3 greenfish. I caught 2 silverfish. And I caught 2 goldfish. I also caught the big cutthroat. Earns me a star. I got 1 bonus hatch token. All right, so I've earned myself 2 stars, which I can spend before my next campaign. So first, let me 64, 58. All right. Well, I will think about that, and come back for the next time. I'll tell you how I spent my 2 stars, my 2 upgrades. Ooh, I forgot to add these 3 points here for the angler. So he came even close. I still won. 61. high scoring game. Um, okay, we'll come back next time as I take on the angler in the level 2 Hunter's Cabin. Um, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, happy gaming.